If you ain't Brittany, Lindsay, Heather, Fran, all you hoes is mid. Heard a fake rumor about me and got something on the kid. That don't change the fact that there's just no flavor in your riz. That was given from the stars, so it just is what it is. Now drop the bin, well, when I step to the plate, everybody knows that I electrify. Every time I just pray and never fall, even when the bullets stick when I signify. Every girl is out of my league, so these days, man, I just wife Geminis. They thought they had us down bad, now we going 25, 29.
Man,
What's
nothing
happening?
much,
What's happening?
nothing.
Well, let's get into it, man. The streets are saying Meek is back. That Meek and Fridayy jump off. Proud of me, what y'all think? Pops, I'm gonna let you start it off, man.
Well, I'm
Is
feeling
he
it's one
back?
of his best. I think that's one of his best songs he had in a minute. Trying to preach, but you know how Meek is, man. You don't know what you're gonna get, but this is one of his best ones he had in a minute. What? Maybe about 4 or 5 years right now. It sound like.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think since
when
that
was that
album.
last hit?
He said, "Well, this to me sound like Nightmares and stuff." When we first came hard with the Nightmares, that one track.
Man, that
So you know,
was the
Rozay?
last time. I agree with Pops. It's probably the best thing we heard from me in about the last 5 years. I can consider it probably the song of the year. As of right now, it's a strong candidate for it. He's got that structure. It's you can relate. A lot of people can relate to the song. It's not no gang banging, none of that stuff. You can ride your mama, your grandma, whoever can listen to this music, whatever. So I agree with Pops. Me, I wouldn't say Meek back though. I wouldn't go that far. Cause he just come out every once in a blue moon with something like this, and we say he
yeah.
back. He ain't never.
Hmm.
I ain't seen him produce no platinum album in I don't since when.
The championship jump off.
So,
The
hold on,
champion.
wait a minute.
That was 4 5 years ago, right? That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
It
I ain't gonna
definitely
say he
had
back
classic
until he
Meek
did.
vibes. Lo, what
Yeah.
you think, man?
I think Meek performs better on a feature. When he does songs by himself, I feel like it sounds a lot of the same, like just with different beats. But when he hops on a feature, he actually like goes crazy. And I really like this song. I just listened to it for the first time earlier with y'all, and I put it on the playlist.
I feel that. Pop, so let me ask you this, man. What went wrong in Meek's career? Because I think at one point, I mean, obviously the Drake beef and everything, but can we still use that excuse? It's been, how long has that been? 8 years, 9 years?
Well, what
What went
happened to
wrong?
him too is you got to think what messed derailed his career too was his contract. He faked and lied like he was getting all this money, but he was in a bad contract. Everybody keep thinking it was MMG, but it was the original contract. He got a little bit of money off of MMG, but his contract was messed up, and I think that tore him up. And also, he didn't know which direction. He stopped his own career because he wanted to be with the big dogs. Then he wanted to go back to the streets. You got to make a choice. You know what I mean? And if you look how Jay did it, Jay left the streets and just said, "Hey, I'm a corporate man now. I don't care." The rest of them dudes want to still play the street life, and that's what I think what happened with Meek. Meek messing around with billionaires, and then 5 minutes later, he want to go out here to Philly and hang out with them cats on dirt bikes. It don't work like
Mhm.
that, bro. And that derailed his career. And also, the Drake beef. I really think the Drake beef, he's a battle rapper and he messed up by not fighting. He did just like what Drake did, what happened with Drake, how he bowed out. That's the same thing Meek did, and you see what happened with him. He ain't really recoup after that.
I got you. Rosa?
I agree to a lot of that. I also think Nicki Minaj had a lot to do with it too.
Oh
She
yeah, I
kind
forgot about that.
she
Yep.
she kind she kind of messed him up over the time. They were going through, and that's when he got into beef with Drake, and then Nicki over here with Drake. Oh, that's fucking his head up. He going back and forth to jail for riding these dirt bikes. Like you probably say, he don't know if he want to be in the streets or be on the yachts with these billionaires making money moves, or be on these dirt bikes in the streets just riding around, fucking around. Like you gonna have to choose one. You gonna have to choose one side or another. If you wanna, you say you wanna be that guy, and you that guy, you wanna make this amount of money or whatever, and have this amount of money for shows or whatnot, and then you need to be over here with the billionaires to get you to that place and get you to find other businesses to get into instead of being out here in the street. I just think he ain't never figured it out. He never knew how to balance it out, in my opinion. Then I think Diddy kind of fucked him up too. I'm just saying. That's all I'm gonna say.
Allegedly.
Legend, yeah, legend.
Go ahead, Lo.
I feel like after that album that he had released, he was on top of the world. He felt on top of the world, and I feel like he didn't focus on music as much as he should have. Instead of out there in the streets doing whatever, being a hoodlum, you know, he could have just stayed in the studio, made music. But at the same time, it's like he could have run out of ideas. I mean, he didn't come out. He had this with a Kendrick, not coming out for 5 6 years, dropping no songs, and then coming out with some heat. Maybe it took him some time to gain ideas, but that's my thoughts on it.
I agree with everyone here. Like, I think to me this is like Meek's like a classic hood athlete where you made it, but he still want to try to give back, but then it's a contradiction on the lifestyle you live in. And I think the main reason he was still going back down to the hood is the fact the billionaires, he wasn't on Ho's level, the Gottis, the Raw, like all them people who were up there and were ready. Meek still lost a lot of money, like I said, from after the fallout with Nicki, the stuff with Drake. He lost a lot of money on the table because he had hits, but once the Drake stuff, it completely washed him from almost the whole industry. So then, like, if you notice, like I still follow up with Meek. He has a lot of like little one-off songs that are still hard, that are street music. I just don't think like Meek fully realized that he was past that level, if that makes sense. Like he was still, if this was an athlete, he was still going to the park and sitting here giving people work in the park. But dog, you supposed to be in the league, and I think he completely dropped the ball on that. But it sounds good. Like him and Fridayy, like I was telling Pops, I think they need to do a joint venture because like I really high on Fridayy and that sound. Like I hate to say it, but I think at this point with Meek's career, like how he used to get where he's yelling, we used to he's yelling and screaming. That's the first time to me. He didn't sound like he was smooth on the beat. Everything flowed, and he talked about real stuff. It wasn't
And
about
you
the
can
rolling
understand him.
It wasn't the rolling on the wrist or he popping pills on the like. That was just a real song that, personally to me, and this may be a stretch, but I feel like Meek should have got to where Durk was at before he. It's still another tier he should have got. But I'm curious to see if this sparks another run. Maybe we can go see Meek because I feel like Rozay, when we was in high school, like Meek was dropping bangers and like
But
we
you
were like,
gotta
oh, Meek's
think,
gonna drop Drake.
you gotta think about the team that was behind him too. He had Ross behind him pushing that stuff out because he was the biggest artist at the time. Ross had took a step back. Wale out just doing his own thing. He don't really care about it too much. And then they got another artist named Stally. Nobody really know who he is. He an underground rapper. So Meek is your bread and butter. So yeah, you gonna push out everything you can possible with him, try to make that money off of him, and try to make Meek some money too at the same time. But like you probably say, he was in a bad contract that didn't have nothing to do with MMG. It had everything to do with the recording, the record label itself. So I feel like that's really the problem at the end of the day because we ain't got a Meek Mill album, like a good Meek Mill album, since we was in high school. Like that was his peak and that was his prime. And we used to be walking around listening to Meek, yelling Meek
Yeah,
lyrics
I ain't
all
gonna
day,
lie.
every day.
Pops was on Meek early. Pops used to be
Mhm.
jamming out to Meek. But let me
But you
ask
got to think,
you,
Meek was always too. He was never a full album. He always gave you a couple of
mixtapes. He was
singles. That was
he
the
was
Yep,
joke.
good.
yep.
Yeah,
You know?
he was definitely. Is it fair to say, even in doubt, is he officially still the biggest thing ever from Philly, or what are you giving him that crown, Pops, or you still think Beans is there? You Gilly, who you got over?
I'm gonna say Beans first because with Beans, the Beans was certified. You can't front. He went gold twice, and if he didn't blow his voice out, yeah, I think he was the only cat that could go at everybody. You know what I mean? He could battle rap. He was the total package. But that voice when he lost his lungs, that messed him up. And Meek, because he's not like I said. You got to think one album Gold, and the rest is, little. So Philly don't have too many. Really, the king, to be honest with you, that's Will Smith, brother. Ain't nobody has to suppress Will Smith from Philly, and he ain't no hard rapper. So if you look at it from that point of view, I would say, Will Smith. Then it's, Beans. Then I'll say it's Meek, and I mean, old boy could come down there, but he never really dropped anything either. You know what I mean?
Hey,
Gil,
Will Smith has a album dropping in a week.
oh, he'll go
Yeah,
gold and platinum.
yeah, he
Watch.
gonna go gold just based off
I
of
heard
that.
I heard Beautiful Scars. That's a really good song off that album.
That's the church one, the church song.
It's based no,
Oh,
it's with Big Sean and
oh yeah, I heard that. That was right.
I seen him jump off topic real quick, but I seen Sean on a feature with one of the youngins from Detroit too. It was crazy. We was talking about Sean the other week, so I wonder if he
Mhm.
about to gear up into something too.
I
I
think
just
so.
don't. I just don't. I don't think he gonna sound right now, bro. Like I don't think nobody trying to hear that, bro.
nah.
Like
Watch, Big
we
Sean gonna
probably
come back.
Yeah,
our age group probably want to hear that, but the other age group, the
It's not
people
gonna.
younger than us, it's not gonna
I'm kind of
correlate with
curious.
their
He may
brain.
surprise us though, because I don't know. I like the whole wave, so it may flow with the. I like the not trying to be disrespectful. I say contradictory rap where it's kind of funny, but it's hard. Like
If
it
he
may
come out like
actually,
that, if he come out
yeah,
like that,
like
it's
it
great.
may flow with them because the beat's gonna be already there for Sean to lay down. So I'm be kind of curious to see if he can gear up for another run. I would like to see him, even T Grizzly. I want them to definitely drop some. But let me ask y'all this while we still on Meek and Friday. How do y'all feel about Friday, man? I really like his voice, his sound. He definitely makes like good quality music that we don't see on a lot of artists today.
I
I'm
think
not.
he's all right. I think he need more. He got to give me some more, samples or something, because this these little here and there. I need more sample of his work.
Okay.
I really think it's just his voice that make him unique, and how he gets in the booth and just lays out a song. I really haven't listened too much Friday, to be honest with you, until this song dropped with me. Then I kind of checked them out a little bit. I'm like, it pops. I just need a little bit more sample size. Now I'll be able to give like a more definite answer how I feel about him. But I like his voice. It's different. It's unique, and how he does it with the beats and stuff. A lot of the beats that he has, like, there's no beat drop. He's just going straight in, and I feel like that's a good way to go. He's from Philly too. And a
Yeah.
lot of people don't know that he's from Philly too. So he's probably that new wave in Philly that's coming up. And he probably like a new age PNB rock. I
Oh
would
yeah,
compare him to.
I'd say he's like a Philly version of J. Breezy. You know, J. Breezy has some singing songs that sound pretty similar to Friday. I think that's my comparison to him. I'm not. I'm new to Friday, so I don't know too much about him or his music, but I'm gonna start listening to him because he does have a nice voice. I like it.
But yeah, to wrap up here on the Friday topic, I definitely just I'm big on, I guess maybe just because we getting older. I'm getting older myself. Hearing different type of songs and different type of waves. Like, I mean, I think this is probably considered his second anthem, maybe a second or third, because he got a couple other songs that's kind of, but like he did the God did song. Like, he's very conscious to me on his records where he's not trying to fit in with everyone else.
mm.
And like to me, I definitely think he's on the rise. But since we did talk about Meek Pops, you can do your generation now or wherever you want to do. Who's one artist that you would like to do a career redo for?
DMX.
Hmm. I want to hear
Mm,
that.
DMX.
Why you
DMX
say
should have been. DMX could have been the greatest one, because you got to think DMX had something that I don't think nobody really paid attention to. Dude, he could control a crowd. He was a great performer.
mm-hmm.
He was really a good lyricist. If you really listen, he dropped some hell of five rhymes. He was conscious. He was Tupac. Um, he was everything in one. his biggest problem was his drug habit and and doing dumb shit. Pretending to be an FBI agent, want to stay in the hood. You know what I mean? Dude, how you gonna run up on somebody in a regular car talking about you FBI? Everybody know you the hottest rapper in the world right now. You got to think. DMX had like 10 movie deals. Dude, people don't know DMX had more money than everybody at one time, and he blew it all. So think about it. Somebody could have stopped him from doing the drugs, kept him clean, and let his movie career. Because think about it. This dude was the first person ever to have 2 platinum albums in 1 year. He had a #1 movie. He was the hottest rapper. You know what I mean? DMX was getting it. But, just bad decisions and stuff. And think about it. He died young. DMX died before he was 50. So you got to think, he had think about his career. Who do you know started off with 3? He started in 1 year, he dropped 2 albums in 1 year. Both of them were double platinum, not platinum, double
That
platinum.
man said
Then
double
his
plat.
3rd album, 4th album. And then, after all the drugs and getting locked up and you got to think this whole time, DMS got locked up about at least 60 times. So he's definitely the one that his career. I think if his career, if he did the right thing, we wouldn't be talking about no Hova is the greatest rapper. Everybody be on DMX because DMX would have had the music and that, and then to make the 3rd part, if he'd have kept it so, he would have been a hell of a preacher, a hell of a preacher, a hell of a preacher. He would have
Do
had a
you
hell of a story.
do you think that's you can probably I wouldn't necessarily say blame, but do you think the people around him kind of take part of how his career went, like
Yep,
towards the middle
because
and
I
end
don't
of
think
it?
Because if you ever hear all the interviews, you always hear people say they were scared of him. Nobody sat there and say, yo, where was his best friend? Did you ever notice? You never heard anybody say, yo, I was DMX best friend. I was DMX dog. Yo, from day one, we did this. I
Hmm.
tried to stop him. Nobody, only person I ever heard say try to stop him was his wife, his first wife. She tried to stop him. Other than that, nobody else. They just was like, "Yo, dog is crazy. Dog do his own thing. He go smoke crack." And think about it. He a multi-millionaire. He in the damn project smoking crack on the floor. Ain't nobody rob him. Nobody say nothing. They just like, "Yo, that's D." That's how ill he was. So you think about it. If he did have some people to sit back and say, "Yo, dog, we're gonna get you right. We're gonna put you on my wing." You know what I mean? He had that real dude. Man, that's the biggest what if ever in history. Where would DMX be if he didn't F up like that? You know what I mean? And think about it. Nobody ever talk about it, but he was one of the best performers, bro. He was the only
Yeah.
one that can have a crowd go crazy and then they crying and shit. You like, damn, nigga. He said some old deep prayer that made you a real nigga prayer, not no the bullshit prayers. You know what I mean? The ones that sat there and was like, damn, dog, this is the shit I wanted to say, but I couldn't put it in my words, and he put it out there.
Right.
I got you. Logan, what you think?
I say another one of the biggest what ifs in history would be Juice World, and he had the same problem with the drugs and depression. And I feel like if someone was there trying to stop him and be a good role model towards him, and if
You
he
said,
didn't do it all,
sorry, Lo, I didn't hear you. You said Orange the
Juice
Juice Man?
Juice World,
Oh, I thought you said,
this
okay.
man, Juice Man, bro.
Look at I gotta get the count every episode.
Because y'all
Hey,
keep
bro, leave
talking
my
about
man
this
Juice Man
juice.
alone, bro.
Bro, he
I
lives
swear
rent
I
free in
thought he
your
said
head.
Orange Juice Man.
He lives
I
rent
know
free in your head.
I know how Rozay is about his boy, so go
Hey,
ahead.
I'm gonna get Juice Man on the show, bro. We're gonna talk
Do
about
it.
his career, bro. We're gonna have to get him on there.
But yeah, I
Yeah,
think
we're gonna get.
Juice WRLD is one of those big ifs because I feel like he's one of the best freestylers of all time. Like, I mean, he could freestyle for 30 plus minutes just off the top. And all his songs, some of them obviously were depressing, but he would talk about real shit. And he was one of my favorite rappers. And, he died overdosed in the airport, and, history's from there. But I feel like I would do a redo on him because he would definitely be the biggest right now.
Rozay?
I got two of them. First one, I'm gonna say it's a Meek Mill affiliate. Yeah, I'll say Lil Snoop. That's
Mm.
probably that's probably one of my biggest what ifs. Because he
Yes,
died when he was 16 and he was taking over the rap game at 16.
he was
And
hard.
he's probably one of the best freestylers that you'll find on YouTube. He'll just flow for an hour straight. Like Logan just said, how Juice World was, this how Lil Snoop was. This was back in 2012, 2013, all them years back then when we was younger.
Mm.
This man 16 years old in the booth with Meek Mill in the studio out rapping Meek Mill. And this Meek Mill in his prime.
Right. Yeah.
And he dropped 2 mixtapes, and after that he was gone. It's like, what if? What if he got to that studio album? What would he have sold? What would he be at right now in today's age? Right now in 2025, I think that's probably one of the biggest what ifs. Gone a little bit too soon. Then the other one, I'll probably say Fetty Wap. Now Fetty Wap kind of pisses me off because he blew his opportunity. He probably I ain't gonna say
His
probably.
people, that's another. He had the wrong
He
people.
had the biggest opportunity to be the biggest artist in the world of all time.
I
I'm
He
think
not
he
gonna
had the
lie.
world
was
on
some.
I
he
had
had the
at
world on the
least
tip of his finger, bro.
I had at least 90% of his songs in my playlist back in middle school.
Bro,
I'm not gonna
you
lie
couldn't
to
you
you.
I
couldn't
think
you
he's the only person to say he was really bigger than Drake on
he
a Drake
was.
feature. Like,
You couldn't find nobody on the street that didn't know a Fetty Wap song.
Bro, and he
and
I
made
don't
he,
other
care what
people
song it
sound
was.
good. He hopped on a song with Tekashi 6ix9ine and
Bro,
made him
But
sound
his
good,
biggest
bro.
problem, his problem was the game banging. People
he was
that
a
he
know
was
he
real
was
trying
he
dude.
was
exactly.
under
And
He was trying to
undercover,
be in the
and
streets.
he blew all the money. See,
Yep.
all that stuff, like y'all said, he had a matter of fact, I call him the one that he wasn't a one-hit wonder, but you look at his reign, his little 4 year was incredible. He had a hell of a 4 year reign. If he just could have just, and he's another dude that he let the streets get to him, man, and want to be cool.
Hmm.
And think about it, he was one of the first cats to get to hit with that Rico. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Think about it.
Yeah.
And you think about all the money. They said he ran through like 20 mil
He said it.
in less
He
than,
said it
you know what I
himself.
mean?
In 4 years, he ran through at least 15 to 20 mil.
Yep.
And he was
And
spending.
you
He was
think about
spending
it, he
10,
ain't got
15,000
nothing.
a
When
day.
he come out, when he get out, his sound is gone. I don't even think he could come back out.
Oh yeah, it's not gonna be
I
out there
think
no
he's
more.
done. The
Hey,
best thing he could do is probably hope he could get on. He's one that if he get out, he need to be on a song with somebody that's hot. You know what I mean? Now
Now,
that's the
now
dude
what?
that Drake will help him, you know?
Now I don't think his career is. I don't think he coming back. His career coming back, but I think it's a reason why he turned back to the streets is because his career was kind of dying down a little bit. Like
Yeah, because he wasn't
he
making
was
the money no more.
he wasn't
And you got
he
to
blew
think,
all the money. He
yeah,
blew
because
all
a
that
rapper
money,
is
so he had to
four
turn back to the
years.
streets.
Yeah, the rapper lifestyle is 4 years. You get past 4 years, you good. You good.
Hmm.
But most rappers is 4 years, and like you said, after a while, he didn't have no content, and that's another thing too. Nobody wanted to keep. You only could sing so long. You know what I mean? So his content, where he couldn't rap like he could do that. And his crew was weak, and that's another thing. When you got a bad crew, your crew, somebody supposed to be up next. You know what I mean? So you can keep that money coming in.
And nobody
But
was up next.
nope. And he talking about I'm gonna do this last thing and trying to do them drugs and boom, got hit.
That man got hit with some pounds, bro. He got hit with the
Yeah.
Rico Act, bro. Boy, terrible, bro. But them my
hey,
two.
hey, Sheem, since he did too, I'm a recognize one because he needs to be recognized. King Von, gone too soon.
Nah, I don't think Vaughn would
Nah,
have ever
bro.
got no big. I
Nah,
think he was
King
going to
Von was
jail,
one
bro.
of the best
No,
Nah,
storytellers,
I
he
would
was,
say.
but
Let
he
me
was
say
bro.
going to
this.
jail.
Let
He
me
was
let
going
me
to
Bro.
let me
jail,
say let
bro.
me say let me say let me say this.
I think he was going to go to jail.
Logan, I do agree with you. He's probably one of the best storytellers. Now, Omar, I agree with you. He would have ended up in jail sooner or later.
Dude, he was going to jail in Atlanta.
He
Atlanta had him. He was
he
going
was
to
he was
jail in
gonna get
Atlanta.
locked up because I
Yeah,
ain't
so
gonna
if
lie.
he'd have made it,
Before he got killed,
he was
a year
going.
before that, he got locked up for a shoot for attempted murder with Dirk.
Yeah,
And
yeah, at
that case was
varsity.
still open. That case was
Yeah,
still open. The only reason it's closed now is because Vaughn died and Dirk put everything on Vaughn, and so the case
yep,
got dropped. The case was
yep.
still open when that man was still alive, and they was likely going to jail because the man
Yeah,
that
he
they
was
shot
gone.
was snitching, and they on
Yep,
video. So
yep.
he was going to jail either way. It was either going to be in Atlanta or in Chicago because, like, I mean, the stuff he was talking about, apparently he did everything. So
And hold up, you talking about he was a great storyteller? Hell, it's good to tell stories. He ain't telling no story. He tell the truths.
he telling the truth.
He running around
And
there like a
He
then
so
demon, killing
is.
cats. You know
Yep.
what I mean? If that's true, that's why his songs.
he
Y'all talking
telling
about
the
his songs
truth.
were so passionate. Homeboy
You
was really
know,
living the life. You
I
you
know.
know,
really
people
seen
people
him do
just
that.
people just
Reality
be
rap.
people just be listening to that shit, but nah, that was if you really
That's
listen
some
to the
real
lyrics,
shit, bro.
yeah, you can't just tell no story like that. That ain't no
Mm-mm.
story.
Well, I'm gonna
That's why
throw
they
you.
kept talking.
I'm gonna throw y'all off. My first one, and shout outs to him because I think he's still doing his thing. But Derez Deshaun, I really think
Mm-hmm.
he missed his light, man. That Hardaway was the hardest. Like that thing was out of
But
there.
you know what? He never had a number 2 song that can get to the next level. That was the whole thing. He was just. I think he was more of a dude that he gonna drop a song, but he ain't gonna never get no because, like you said, he had some hell of a hits that but what we call hits, they didn't get hits. You know what I mean? We call them
Now,
hits.
now let's remember this too. He was signed to Birdman. That could
I
play a
know.
big part in the why.
I already know, but I'm just saying, like, shout out to Derez. Like, I still tune in when he got music, but he be making some real songs. I would
The
love to
Yeah,
red,
see
the red,
him
the
as
reds.
a.
You can consider the reds a shine industry plant because he was already in the industry and nobody knew about him. He was
When
just in
that
the
Spins
background with
came
Birdman.
on, that Hardaway came on. That was like,
He
yeah.
just came out of
oh,
nowhere with the song. Like nobody's heard of him. That was his first song. And he coming out with a hit like this. You on
that
106
was
Park.
that
You
was
on the radio,
hard.
bro.
Hmm.
Um, this my second one we already talked about, but I really wish if he would have his media team would have pressed pause or someone to calm them down. The baby, that was my dog. Like I never forget I played that for Pops and Pops like who is this? And like the
Baby,
But I
baby
baby.
don't think
still
he
was
fell off. I don't think you can use him
no,
as a
but you know
pause
what I'm
yet.
saying. Like when he
Like
did his
restarted,
stuff,
like restarted
Yeah.
doing stuff
he
different.
yeah, like if he just didn't say what he did, I think the game would have still been his. Like it would have been his, and I think we would have had another anthem because he was just dropping anthems after anthems after anthems after like he
See,
had some he had fun music too. Like it wasn't
since
just
y'all all hold up, since y'all guys all gave 2, I'm gonna
okay.
give
Go
you
ahead.
another one.
Better be
Ja
from New
Rule.
York.
Ja
Ja
Okay.
Rule.
Rule.
We
The
don't speak.
reason why I say Ja Rule, if he'd have messed around and went after 50 instead of letting 50 attack him, he was so big. He was Drake. He was the Drake. You could not front. Ja had a 6-year run that was incredible. Incredible. Everybody forget Ja dropped platinum. He ain't dropped gold. He was platinum, man. He was dropping platinum albums, platinum singles. He was hot as hell. He had R&B songs. He had
Hmm.
everything. But his biggest thing was when he messed around, when he listened to Irv, and Irv was like, yo, just leave 50 alone. He should have went after 50. He let 50 get too strong. And if he'd have messed around and went after, because that's the greatest what if too, because I ain't never seen nobody career get destroyed like that. His career, he was the top dude, and after 50 smashed him, it was a wrap. He destroyed him, and anybody that touched that dude was trash. You know what I mean? So that's my biggest what if. I wish he'd have sat here because everybody tend to forget he was singing like Drake. Now Drake could really sing. This fool couldn't even sing, and he was out here and they going crazy. You know what I mean? He was another one that you like, man. I ain't seen a cat that big, bro, and I ain't gonna lie to you. That and now, I don't know if you ever heard when how he got smashed by Buster when Buster started singing like him and what we'll do, yeah, like you, and that was the end of Ja Rule. They smashed Ja, and Ja to this day now he only singing all his old hits.
Yeah, yeah. You,
Yeah.
yeah, but I ain't gonna lie, but that voice, I don't know. I think that voice would have been the end all be all for me. But I could listen to a few songs by him, bro. But if I keep hearing that shit over and over and over and over, bro, like nah, turn that shit off, bro.
Nah, bro, he was hot, boy. Them 90s, them 2000s, boy. Ja couldn't say nothing to Ja,
Like
boy. Ja,
when he doing that little R&B stuff, I can fuck with him, bro. Like
yeah.
he cool on that.
But he just messed up, man. It's the biggest what if. And also, if DMX and Ja and all of them created the Murder Inc. They really did it the way they supposed to did it, boy. Oh, it'd have been over. But go ahead, Shane. We regress. I'll let you take back control.
I got you. You good. You good. My boy Kevin Gates dropped. I done listened to some of the album. I don't know. I think Gates is tricky because I'm gonna do my take last. Paul, what you think? Did you like it? Did you?
I'm gonna say this. I like Gates, but he ain't been right since Luco Bra. So I love that joint. When he had that,
Yeah.
he was doing that. This right here is like, I don't know. It's like he coming off the drugs, or I don't know, man. Because he all over the place and stuff. I think Gates
this
is
is peaceful rap stage.
yeah,
Like,
I think he just had a point. He's at peace, and he just, you know what, dog? I'm dropping.
music.
I'm just gonna do what I want. I think I call him. He's doing that experiment album stage. Because think about it. You see his new look. He cut his, the whole new. He don't even look like Gates. You know what I mean? He just look like a complete different dude. So I think he aight, man. But you got to also think. Gates been in the game past 5-6 years.
Hold on. Stay right. Hold on. We don't jump out. I'm glad you said that. Hold on. Go ahead, Rozay.
The album was alright. I mean, I like two or three songs, but I do agree with Potts. He's in his peaceful stage, man. I wasn't expecting nothing else. Just given by what he been doing on social media, I'm not expecting no hard shit from that nigga no time soon. Like he could rap. He could still rap. Like it's a lot of songs on there he can still rap, but it's not like Luca Brasi Gates. Like I think that's what everybody was kind of expecting, but that's probably long gone. We ain't never gonna get that
think
again.
It's gone.
Unless something happens in his life to where he got to go back to that, I don't think it's ever coming back.
Lo, did you have a chance to check out Gates?
No, but I'm not a huge Gates fan. I haven't listened to Gates since like Time for That. So like I don't really be listening to Gates like that.
This is before your thing. I want to say Same Way. I really thought that was a deep song. I like that song.
Yeah,
off
that was
the
one of my
album.
songs.
Only reason I told you to stop, Pops, because maybe me and Rozay probably can resonate more to this. It's like we kind of grown up with Gates. Like I think Gates is. I don't know how to describe him as a athlete, but Gates done had a Hall of Fame career to me. It's all like he's been in the game. To me, he got his 10 years into me.
He came in as a rookie.
Yeah,
he's a veteran. He's not a Hall of Famer.
Nah, Gates in the Hall of Fame to me.
He's not a Hall of Famer.
Gates
wait a minute, hold on. Let's say this. Let's break it down like this. He's Hall of Fame for the South, maybe. I'll say for that southern part. Because Gates didn't go past Atlanta market, bro. I don't even think Gates really hit North Carolina. So my whole thing with Gates is, like you said, that he had a hell of a thing, but you got to think too. Is did Gates go?
I don't get tired. It was an anthem.
Yeah,
I
don't think he got no platinums. You know what I mean?
No,
but he does got a lot of joints for the girls.
You know, he has some platinums.
No, Pops, he's tripping on this one.
He's got some platinums.
Hold on.
He got more than 5
2 phones.
He's got 2 phones.
Time for that.
Really?
Went platinum.
Dude.
No, those are singles. What about his albums?
I think he got
his album
got platinum.
He got 14 platinum, 14 gold.
I'm about to read it out to you.
Go ahead.
With his albums.
He got 14 platinum albums.
So his debut
is triple platinum. I'm Him is platinum.
Yep.
How many?
I was about to say that.
Islam is triple platinum.
Yeah.
And then I'm Him is platinum.
Mm-hmm.
So he got 2.
He's got 2 platinum albums.
Out of 14.
But you got to think though. After that time frame, he got locked up for like 2 to 3 years.
You gotta also think his biggest 2 hits, he went to jail. I still think
he didn't have a chance to promote and do shows.
Yeah, you gotta think. His triple platinum.
You talking about 2 platinum albums out of 14?
He didn't
get gold.
He didn't
get any gold. I know he got 5 gold.
No albums.
Yeah,
you got 14 gold songs, 14 platinum.
No, I don't want to hear about songs. Albums.
So with the albums, so like Rasheem just said, with the albums, he had his debut album was 3 times platinum. His second album was platinum. and then he didn't get out of jail until 2022. That's when he released
Okay.
his third album. Everybody was off Gates by then because you got to think from 19,
Yeah, that's what I'm
2020,
saying. So
2021.
you're
That's
saying
3
so
years.
how you say he Hall of Fame then?
How many people got a triple platinum album?
No, that's
Debut
one
album.
album, bro. That's one.
Debut. That's his
That's
first
one.
album.
Huh? Nelly he went diamond on his debut. If you just want to say that.
Nelly and Gates. Come on now.
Nelly,
We ain't gonna
hey, I'm
sit
just
here.
saying. You said you talk about
He's
like
Hall of
platinum.
Fame.
Ja Rule went platinum. A lot of
Ain't
people
Ja
went
Rule
platinum.
Hall of Fame for
But you
you?
got to say is this 14 albums? You
No,
dropped
I didn't say 14 albums. I said 14 platinum in 14
okay.
songs. Yes, I didn't say
Okay, I thought you
14
said he
albums.
went
And
14.
you
I'm
keep
like, shit.
making mistake too. Gates,
Okay.
a lot of his biggest songs came from. He was a mixtape kid too.
Yes. Now that's what I
So
said. Now that's why I said I
you
don't
gotta
say.
give him. I don't know. To me, he for 10 years in the game, dog. And
Yeah,
all
but
he's
this is my thing.
Are you counting
Remember
the
how I
years in
feel about
jail?
Hall of Fame. My thing this, if you call somebody Hall of Fame, he has to have one dominant year to me where you can sit here and say, yo, dog, he was dominant. You cannot front. It was dominant. He didn't have nothing where you could say he was mainstream. Now for the
Two
South,
Phones
yes.
was mainstream.
Back when
Who?
I was in like
Who was the biggest
early,
song out? I
back when I
got
was like
Who
in
song?
early middle school.
I got 2 Phones.
Yeah, but Rob, come on now. You know New York. I feel like this. If you can't hit the New York market, you ain't nowhere. Now, like I told
Bro,
you,
it was
even with New York,
worldwide.
even like New York, if you can't get out of New York, you could go platinum. But if you can't get out and your sound don't go nowhere, you're not there.
I think
And
you
Kevin
sleeping
Gates,
on
the
Gates.
reason I'm telling you
Really?
this, ain't too many cats gonna say they know Kevin Gates. Now I want to hear somebody sit here and say, "Yo, dog, yeah."
Who don't know Kevin
Everybody,
Gates? Hold on, time out.
I'm telling you.
No, stop. So that means Boosie
Ask
ain't in the
Rel.
Hall of Fame either.
Ask Rel.
Stop. I want to see is Boosie in the Hall of Fame for you?
It depends. I don't know. The reason why I say this is because, again, Boosie, quiet as kept. Boosie really, he only had one song that hit New York. That was Wipe 'Em Down. That Wipe It Down was his hardest shit. And I don't even think that was his song. Wipe Me Down. That was him and that, what's the light-skinned dude? Webby. And see, and this again, this is why I said Hall of Fame, and if he real Hall of Fame or he the Southern Hall of Fame, because Southern Hall of Fame, yes, I'll say him, Boosie, what's they in it. But I say if they had to go, let's say, what's the big one for all hip hop? Hip hop is rock and roll. Everybody's not in the rock and roll.
Rolling.
So you're telling me Set It Off was not
Nope.
worldwide known.
Mm-hmm. It wasn't, bro.
Okay.
You know what I want you to do, Rob? This is what I want you to do. We're gonna I want you to invite some regular people. Nobody, don't tell them what it is or nothing. And then ask them these guys' names and ask them what their songs are. And I'm gonna tell you when you're gonna get your opinion. Now I'm gonna tell you one thing I did.
I can walk around the whole ETSU campus and they know who Kevin Gates is.
Kevin Gates. Now I was shocked. Now I'm gonna say this. I was shocked that so many women like him because he nasty. I'll spit in your mouth. I do this shit. I'm like, God damn. God. And you know what's funny? Now I found out. You know his biggest fan base is?
I know what you finna say. Yeah.
Who?
Females.
White females.
Oh my God,
I
did not know that. All the white girls love that shit. He be talking. Shit, the chick I fuck white. She love that shit. Every time I come to the house, she got that shit.
I know who
spit in my mouth, do all this crazy shit.
Did you hear the story of him? Did you hear the story of him starting a car battery apparently with his hands?
Gates really did that,
bro. That ain't no way. I'm gonna need video proof before I believe that.
Gates really did that.
You can't put both of your hands on no goddamn battery.
You gotta take the energy and the forces.
Yeah, that's why I tell you. Gates, you better be careful messing with Gates. Tell you fuck your cousins, so you gotta be careful.
No, see, you gotta do the story right. He said he was already hitting her, and it was already too late at that point.
No, and you supposed to stop, motherfucker, once you realize that shit. Shit, he said, fuck it. She the third cousin. You know, we gonna keep fucking. Hell nah, dog. You supposed to stop. That's some shit that, first of all, you're supposed to play games. You're like, oh shit, we cousins. Sorry, baby, we
Sweet
gotta stop this
home
shit. You
Alabama.
know?
He
Fuck it,
from
I
the
don't give a
South.
damn. Gates gonna still smash. I want them and feet them toes up in the air. When he said
He
toes up in the air, I
said,
want that
you,
shit. Let me put my face in your mouth. I eat that pussy good. You know what I mean? Let you come on my motherfucking mouth. Oh, nasty nigga.
it's crazy. But hey, let me ask you this, Pops. Who's someone from the 90s you feel like would have been a superstar in today's game?
A group or one rapper?
Give me one on one. Give me one group and give me a rapper.
One group I think right now probably, and it's funny, y'all. I don't even think y'all remember them. M.O.B. M.O.B.
Yeah,
The
I got
reason I
it.
say that, how about some hardcore? Ooh, we want it raw. And I think y'all guys will go crazy because y'all like that. They still gangster. Um, another one, you know who my favorite about to come out. I'm gonna say Coogee Rap, because Coogee Rap, he to me, he would be the Gucci of this era right now. Where how y'all guys love that gangster rap, talking about the mob, running up there shooting cats, doing stick ups. So I think he could survive in this new era because y'all guys like to hear that shit.
Man, if I hear this man name again, bro, I'm gonna blow his
Yo,
shit.
you
Nah,
still need. I sent you the
Coogee Rap.
videos. You won't even watch the video. I told you. I
I
told you,
listen to
go.
two
I
of
sent
them.
you the
I
links.
listen
If
to
you go
two.
through there and you listen to the joint, you be like, damn, the beats was hard. And when his lyric to content talking about robbing, you know how y'all dudes. I got a job by the mob. The mob want me to do. Yo, bro, he was the first one. Y'all do your homework. Y'all gonna realize they talk about. They don't say it loud, but they say, yo, who gave him the spirits of doing the gangster? Now that was the New York gangster, and that's how the whole gangster stuff started flipping around, where everybody was talking about robbing and doing all this stuff like that. You know who else? Matter of fact, I'm gonna give you one more. I think might have blew hard here. I'm suck, but I think they would have. I think Onyx. Do y'all guys ever heard this group called
They're from
Onyx?
Philly, right? The Philly
Nope,
dude.
New York, Queens, bro, Queens, right up there on the basketball
I
court.
thought
I've
that's
heard
the
of Onyx, but I don't know who's in it.
the
Huh?
little skinny dude with the bald head.
It
The
was a group of them. Yup, Sticky Fingers and all of them cat. He's the one. Um,
Didn't
because
one
they
of them
used to
get
just.
beat up? I thought didn't
Oh,
G in
that's the
it beat
dude that
him
be
up or
playing. That's the
something?
dude. No, that's the
Yep,
dude
the
that be playing in
grimy
the
they.
movies.
Yep,
He the
talking
dude
about
that be
being
playing in the
grimy. Oh,
movies,
let's
right?
stick up kids, that grimy shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Now that's why, like
yeah.
y'all guys was talking about, because how the state of hip hop is down. You know what I mean? Those are the reason I chose those guys because the state of hip hop now is y'all not into the fun of rap. Y'all right now into this gangster. Everybody want to be a gangster. Everybody see my age group, when dudes would say stuff in their rhymes, they would change it where you can't get busted or nothing. That's why now dudes be just telling on themselves, you know? So even if these guys were doing it, my guys were out there, they were talking about other people's lifestyles. They were never saying it was them. But your generation, everybody like Vaughn and them, yo, I'm a demon. Okay, bro. All demons gonna die too, brother. So you gotta be very careful with that stuff.
But hey, so check this out, Rozay. I'm gonna start off with you. You back in it, your boy Kanye back out there going crazy. Where's Kanye rank all time to you?
All time. Like
Rapper,
as a rapper or
producer.
producer or just everything.
Is it far fetched for him? Is he up there all time on it on both as a producer, a rapper, or where you think?
I say he top 10.
In
Top
rapping?
10.
In
In my book,
rapping?
I say he top 10.
All fashions is his game.
Mm, if you put everything together, he top 10. And just rapping, I don't know. I doubt it. I don't know. That's a hard question to me
Well,
because
for
I never
me,
listened to him.
I'll jump in there. I don't think Kanye is top 10. I think he might be, I don't even know, he might barely make the top 20 as a rapper. As a producer, yeah, I say he's up there in the top 15 because there's a lot of dudes, when you saying producers, there's a lot of guys y'all guys don't even know. that produce better stuff than him. He's just loudmouth about everything he does. So I'm gonna say for me, I'll say he in the top 20 in rappers and in producing, I'm gonna say top 10, 15, 15, 10 range for me.
Well,
That was my range for everything. Top 15.
I
I wouldn't
got
put him in. I wouldn't put him in my top 10. So I'm gonna put him in that 10, 15 range.
so. How many people is you? But everyone agree is top 20 in both categories. Is he? Is it far fetched to say he's one of the greatest musicians of all time
No,
outside of rap? Everything he brings, or
Who, Kanye?
mhm,
Yeah, he see this is the thing with Kanye for me.
mhm.
Kanye is Kanye is the Damon Dash of hip hop to me. He's speaking, sometimes he speak good stuff, but his delivery is crazy. He got crazy delivery, and then he also has a mental issue where he's diagnosed as bipolar, and I don't understand why they keep giving this man a mic to talk. And you can tell that he doesn't have a best friend. He doesn't have good people around him because he had a best friend. This is when your best friend supposed to calm you down. Yo, dog, you got trigger fingers. You don't supposed to be saying nothing. And I think that's his biggest thing. He has nobody in his corner that could give him any good advice because he don't have any real friends that he can sit here and say, yo, this is my dog for 15 years. This is my dog for 20 years. I know this dude's going to say something. Think about it. Who could tell Kanye anything? Think about it. If you hear all dudes, let's be honest, most dudes say, yo, dog, that's my best friend right there. I knew this dude for 5, 10, 10 years. Yo, this
So
is that.
let me ask
You
you
know,
this: was him and Jay ever that tight, or
no,
it was
no. I
music?
think what Jay was money. You got to think about Jay.
Strictly
If
business.
you see everything that we're finding out about Jay-Z, he only got 5 fucking friends. Everybody else is associates. And this is where people tend to forget, are you a friend or you're associate? A friend is different than an associate. A friend is the dude that he could tell you, he could say anything to you, and you be like, damn, that's my dude. Or you got an associate that's gonna sit here and say, yo, Rob, man, yeah, and just be laughing. And be like, dude, I want a man to sit here and say, yo, dog, guess what? This is my dude. He gonna tell me where I need to come correct. And I think that's the biggest problem. The dude don't have anybody that can tell him anything, and he's impulsive too. You got to think, oh, he got the woman his dreams. Kim Kardashian was his woman his dreams. He can't do no better because that's his dream woman. So if that's your dream woman left you, what else can you do? It didn't make it so bad. It's like, damn, you can't even sit here and say, damn, your woman left you for a better dude. She left you for a dope dude, a dude that's on drugs and shit. So, that type of stuff. And you got to think this guy got his other issue is that he has never recovered from his mother. And his best friend was his mother. His everything was his mother. And
Hmm.
if you think about it, when his mother was alive, he wanted to date black women. He think about how his music content was. He was all positive because of his mother. When his mother died, he had nobody, so he ran to Jay. Jay looked like a big brother to him. That's how he looked at Jay-Z as a big brother. But Jay didn't see that because you got to think. Listen to everything Dame say. Dame's like, yo, dog, y'all dudes ran to him. He never cared about y'all. I cared more. You know what I mean? It's just like with Beans. All of them, yo, Jay, my man, Jay, the big homie. Find out Jay like, dog, y'all dudes was nothing to me. You know what I mean? Y'all was nothing. Y'all was associates. Peace. I'm a billionaire. Y'all nothing to me. And that's when you know a true friend. A true friend is not gonna leave you like that and be like, yo, he ain't got time for you or nothing like that. I ain't no friend. So again, I feel for Kanye, but it is what it is, man.
I got you. I got you. But hey, Rose, we talked about this earlier today. Durky Yo, the streets, the voice. He gearing out. Free
Hmm.
Durk the fast way, but Durk is coming out, man. I'm ready, Rose. What's your expectations for the album, man?
Uh, I really don't know, to be honest with you, since he going through this little situation. I don't know what to expect. I don't know if we should expect conscious dirt. Or should we just keep expecting the same dirt that's been coming out the past 2-3 years?
Conscious dirt.
I don't know what to expect.
Conscious.
I really
I
don't.
like conscious
brother.
dirt. I don't know.
Because I feel, because
I like
I'm gonna be
conscious
honest with you.
dirt,
This
man.
I really feel like he's finna still be on the same bullshit and keep rapping about this same shit about game banging
I don't think so.
and
I think
get backs and sliding for this and that.
I don't think he's
I don't know.
sliding.
I just have a feeling because when I this last album he dropped, when I thought he was off of it, he was still talking about the shit and doing the shit. So it's like, are you done with it? Like you in your 30s
But
now. Like,
that
come
dude,
on,
that
bro. Like
old
we done
days
with
is
it. Everybody dead.
Carter to me
Everybody
was
dead now.
more conscious than it. Like he was talking some real stuff on there.
But you got to think part of his damn label, bro, his record deal, he's got to at least have at least 1 or 2 songs like that. That's probably a record label song they told him to push. That was probably gonna be his single to push,
I still like
and that's
dirt,
probably one
man.
of the biggest songs off
Well,
that
I
album.
think Dirk gonna come
Now
out.
it's other
He's
songs
gonna
on
come
there.
out with
It's
something
like
positive because he got to. He got to act like he changed so he can get out. You know what I mean?
now he ain't got to. Now I ain't gonna lie. I really don't think
I
that.
think
Now
he
I'm gonna
is.
be honest
I
with you.
think
I
he gonna
don't
get
think
out.
that.
He
I
been
feel like
sitting.
No,
He's
the only
sitting
reason
too
I say
long.
he ain't. The only reason
He getting out.
This is the only reason. No, this is the only reason I say he ain't getting out. For one, they already sent him to the feds. He in the feds right now. He ain't in no state or nothing. He in the feds right now. That's for one. For two, the niggas that stay out there in Cali, that's part of this association. I ain't gonna say that because I don't want no get back, no kickback on that. But specific association just got booked up today or past 2 days for Rico. And supposedly them niggas got something to do with why he locked up too as well.
Oh,
And
Big
I'm
U
gonna
in them,
just keep
right?
it a butt.
What
One
Big
of them,
U in them?
yeah. And one of them niggas is snitching. I'm
Well,
gonna
I
just keep
think
it a
I
butt.
think
He
what's
been
gonna happen
snitching
with
since Dirk
Dirk
got
is
locked up.
Dirk is in prison, right? He in Feb, so he's gonna do time. He getting 10, and I think he probably get 10, and they may.
10? That's
Yeah, I
it.
think that's what he gonna get. I don't think he get more than that because you got to think one of them dudes gonna take the charge, bro. Somebody gonna take it for him, and they just gonna get him with
But
conspiracy.
he got
Yeah,
other
but I think
charges
they're gonna get
to
him with
attend for.
conspiracy.
He got now he got other murder charges to attend to too. So what is he gonna do?
I think they're gonna get him on
He got more than
conspiracy
one murder
because what
charge.
they're gonna do is offer him. He ain't getting more than Casanova. They get Casanova 15 for he ain't even selling
Nah,
weed.
but you know what's wrong with why Cass in there.
Yeah,
Cass in there because he already convicted and they done told him he come back in there. They was gonna
yeah.
give him life.
But still,
Cass still decided
that's
to
why I
go
said
over there,
I'd be
man.
shocked because Dirk, what is it? Dirk been sitting there. He been in jail for 6 months yet. He been close to 6.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been close
So
to
you
it.
got to think with him being there for 6. Yeah, I don't think he get more than 10. If they give him a deal for 10, he taking it. You know what I mean? Because I look at like this 10 years, Fed. Oh nah, this ain't state shit. He still got to do a strong 9 years.
This ain't
Yeah,
state. Feds,
he
he
got to
gotta
do
do
9
at least
years.
9.
Yeah, he got to do 9. Dirk is 30. Yeah, he come out, he broke. You know what I mean? So, he be all right because his daddy got money. He got out of jail, so his daddy be getting the money. But I don't know, man. But I think he gonna come out with some conscience. He got to.
You said his daddy got money, but his daddy just got out doing a
Yeah,
30
but
year
his
bid.
daddy's a OG, bro. Don't get it twisted. They got to give him money.
Now
They
I
all
know
love
that
him.
I
He
know
got
he
out
an
of
OG
jail,
and
bro. He was a
everything, but it's
millionaire.
like
Them jokers all had to salute him and give him his bread because he didn't tell. So he's an OG, original OG. So that's why I said I think all things. I said I'll be shocked if he get more than 10. He may, because he's sitting in Fed. So I say 10. He'll get.
but you said that he has to come out with some conscious
Yep,
music
he is.
on his album, like coming.
2 songs gonna be
I
conscious.
don't think he has to. I
He
don't think
can't
he
come out
has
talking
to
about no
because I
shooting,
don't even
bro.
think it's gonna.
He cannot come out talking about no
To be honest
goddamn
with you,
shooting.
with
No.
you, this is why I say he doesn't have to. Because before he got locked up, he already was changing his life.
That's
He
why he
already had
got
the
to
key to
keep
the
it
city to
positive.
Chicago.
He got to do the
He
Rollo, baby.
It's
They
too late,
can't.
He
bro.
got to
They
do
took
that
They
Rollo
everything.
and say,
No,
they
look,
nah,
can't
I'm a
even use. They
Muslim
can't even use
and keep
lyrics
rocking
as.
it.
They can't
nah,
even
Hmm?
use lyrics as evidence
nah.
anymore. It's music. You can't use lyrics as evidence in court.
Yes, you
You
can.
can't.
Yes, you can.
You can, but it won't. It
And in
won't
the
mean
feds, you
nothing.
can.
Yes, it will. Because what's going to happen is that how they break the lyrics down. Because he told them so. Now, what only thing that saves you is the time frame. But if you sit there and this is stuff y'all keep forgetting. If I ain't tell you the guy had a blue shirt on and sneakers and shit, and you come on to your song, yeah, I went in the back, I blasted him, he got a shotty, I blasted him through his blue shirt. Rewind that. Blue shirt. We never told nobody what shirt he had on.
Key words.
See, they scannable words. So when they go through, that's why I tell you the music, everybody be talking about, oh, you can't get locked up for music. Yes, your ass can. He better
That's
not
why
put
I
no
don't think
song
he's getting out.
Out of pocket
Because
count.
part of the evidence is the dudes that supposedly did it, that flew out there and did it or whatever, they used his information and his credit card and everything and hop back on the private jet. These dudes ain't no rappers. They ain't got no
That's what I'm
bread like
saying.
that to be
See,
hopping on the
now that's
private
the
jet
key.
back and forth.
These
So
dudes,
that's why I think he's getting gone.
well, I think what is going to happen, I think if he's smart, he probably got one of them dudes because he already know. One of them dudes already, matter of fact, I think all of them got a record. So he probably tell him, look, bro, regardless,
Yeah,
y'all
all of them
about to
do,
do,
sure.
y'all got life anyway.
One of them just be the murder case.
Yeah, so guess what? Somebody gonna do a case for him. He told him that, yo, man, I still got a couple mil left. Yo, I just need somebody to say they did it. And the credit cards and all, yeah, that's why I said that I think they're gonna get him with conspiracy. He'll cop out on conspiracy, but he ain't gonna cop out for no hit. Because if he cop out a hit, he that's life, bro. He
This a
can't
murder.
get
This
out.
a murder for hire.
Yeah,
too.
but that's what I'm saying. If he cop out and say he did it, or somebody on the whole thing say, yeah, they paid for it, he's not getting out. He's stuck for life. That's why I said I think they're gonna go with the conspiracy. He'll take a conspiracy. I'll take the damn conspiracy, then take a goddamn where I can't get out. This way at least you can see
Dirk
and
gonna
say
be
he's gonna get out.
42 when he get out. Ain't nobody trying to hear that shit when he 42,
Uh-huh.
bro. So he gonna be 42 when he get out. Ain't nobody trying to
Well,
hear
he
that
said,
shit.
what is it? He did all that money he put on that girl at Ari. You better hope Ari. Let's see how good Ari is. Guarantee she be on a video with a new
Ari,
rapper.
India?
Yeah, she'll be.
Yeah, India. He
She
talking
be
about India.
lined up with a new
Nah,
rapper.
she apparently she holding everything down. But
Yeah,
that
bro.
just female.
Bro, let me say
But
something.
hey,
Every girl say they hold you down. Ain't no girl holding you down past 10 years, dog. A woman got needs, homie. Shit, she don't ever get it twisted. She
Oh
screwing
yeah,
somebody.
for sure.
Shit, she might be smiling. Yeah, babe, I'm coming up to visit you and do all this. I'm gonna hold you down. Yeah, all right. Don't get it twisted. Gucci, old lady, you gotta think. Oh yeah, she was running. She was in them streets too. Don't get it twisted. So they all talk that shit.
hey, but we don't switch up from Durk. Rozay's favorite rapper is about to drop. Drop actually in an hour. Your boy Moneybagg is dropping a single. What are we expecting from Bags?
Hey, I like
Bags or it's
Moneybagg.
gonna be trash.
I like Moneybagg. It better be fire, or I would be very disappointed.
See, Logan
Logan don't know the real.
Go ahead, Logan. Fans, bro. He like, man, hey, but he hard right now. But shit, we go back to 2015.
You don't know about that real Bag. I already know what Pop's gonna say.
I've been listening to Bag for a minute. Come on.
The real Moneybagg dropped when you was. I don't even know if he was in middle school.
What grade was you in 2015, bro? 2014.
Middle school. Elementary.
2015, I was a.
Because what you 20 right now? Yeah,
I was 11.
He was in middle school.
See,
he's the real Moneybagg. You don't know about the real bags now.
Nonchalant. What is it? Nonchalant. Oh my god. That
nonchalant. I'm out of there.
Yeah. Hey Rob, remember the strippers at Cousin House? What you put on?
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah.
That hard shit he had. That shit was so hard. The girls was going hard on that shit. Yeah.
That was.
But you know my thing with him is, I ain't gonna lie. I slow down with money because he kind of messing. I need some more. Moshika, Washika, something. He gotta come out with something hard. You know what I mean? I need something hard because these last couple
something
joints,
like all of a sudden.
Yeah, all them other joints. I need I got time for money. I got time for this now. Something he got. I need some hard. He gotta come
what I'm talking about.
Wake me up and hold me down. Nah, he
I
ain't
need
got that
you
no
know what it
more.
is? I need him to act like he hungry again. He
Yep,
got to get
yep.
back in that hunger because right now he throwing up.
He's
Right
in
now he just
love,
throwing
bro.
us some
He's not. That's
bags.
gone. He's in love. He's
Oh
in love with
shit.
a girl.
That
Oh shit.
listen,
We may not
listen. I
get
don't
that.
know if you heard this, Logan. Heartless tape is the hardest thing he has
The
ever,
hardest money
Let
bag
me
ever
hold
dropped.
on.
ever dropped.
You
I'm
said
gonna send it
Heartless.
to you.
Heartless.
Yeah,
See,
You
that
see
shit is
this right
hard.
here? This right here
Heartless
look like
right there.
this is the
The
hardest
heart.
That's the
Listen,
one got
to ever
nonchalant on
drop.
it, right?
yep, no
Yeah.
salon.
Yup.
And I
Yeah.
don't know. We just be
Mm-hmm.
linking up and
Oh yeah, that was hot. That was the hardest joint right there. I
I'm
just
from the
don't know what
streets,
we
so the
do.
cautious.
You
Some of the old people
know,
lost me.
she already know how he say. She already know when you call what to
4
say.
o'clock in the morning,
Bro,
she just come to
this
the
was in
door.
2017. I know this album, bro. You're tripping.
Nah, that's when
This
it got
joint.
uploaded to Apple. No, that listen.
She like, when we gonna see each other today?
I'm
I'm
like,
like, yes,
show
bro.
that we be linking.
See, we duck up
Yeah,
and we fuck
Don't
I've
up.
heard the
nobody
song.
know that.
I've heard the
Got my
song with Lucci and Durk. I haven't listened
I
to
got
the
my
whole
name
album
and
though.
saved in her phone as a bitch name.
dog.
Mm-hmm.
What he
Yo,
used to
that
do.
joint.
Play your cards right.
Relentless. I don't know.
I'm
I ain't
super
gonna lie. I
freak.
think he
That's Rick
peaked
James.
when that time today first dropped out. I
Oh,
was like, yo, Rozay.
I got
I said
time
he
for
got.
today,
Look at my
boy.
really
But you
got
can't front.
time.
Right.
That
But
was hard.
even I tell you, he was hard even on that what's name joint, Major Leagues. You know what I mean?
Oh, I know
When
what
they
you're
did the
talking
group.
about. The John Morant
Yeah,
and then when they had the
yeah,
group
man. But I ain't
project.
gonna
I
lie.
need that
We got to
old
get him.
bag.
He better give us something good, bro. I need some strong.
That Federal 3.
Mm-hmm.
Woo! But nah, low. I ain't gonna lie.
Wait a
Like,
minute. Didn't he do one? What was the federal? Was federal the first federal
With
was
Yo
with
Gotti.
yes,
huh?
with
With God?
Gotti and Youngster,
Yeah,
the original 3 when he was that
yeah.
Federal tape
That
was
shit was
crazy.
hard. And then he also
That's when this one
didn't he
Moneybagg.
do a
This one
mix?
Moneybagg
No,
was
he
fat
also
too,
did the
bro.
mixtape. He did the mixtape with what's that dude? The young dude.
Young boy,
Black
Yeah, young
youngster.
boy.
Oh, young
yeah,
boy.
That
Yeah,
was
yeah.
that was that other federal joint was hard.
he
Yo,
got that Feds
He got some
baby.
stuff out there.
I don't know. I ain't gonna lie.
now
That's
is
one
okay. Since you want to throw something out there, is he Hall of Fame?
Bags.
No, not yet. Not yet.
He was close.
So how you gonna
I
pick
think
Gates
his
over him? You
Gates
pin him over Gates?
Longevity
longevity.
mixed with consistency.
Longevity because Bags last. Hold on,
Hold on.
hold on.
Go ahead,
Listen,
pull his numbers.
Bags last 5 albums been
Mid, to say the
at
least.
best. Yeah,
Yeah.
like and
Like
Bags
he'll have one banger here and there in the albums. Of course, you gotta have one banger, but like consistently having good songs on an album,
Because
I
I'm
don't
he
even
thinking
know
hasn't
if he
maybe
had
got a
that.
phone
if he
album.
don't drop nothing good, bro, he might be done. And if he don't come out with something good, we may
He's
be
in
He
love
looking
only
with
at.
this
got 2
girl, and
platinum
we are
albums,
done.
and they just won. Time
Mm-hmm.
Serve and Gangsta Pain. Those recent. He ain't got no his 2. You got to think, but only reason with them 2 I will give a pass is their biggest stuff came off of. They were the end of traditional
Mixtape.
mixtapes.
They
So I
mixtape.
won't even go that far because I think if they stuff back then was how it is now, we talking about they probably got 2 or 3 maybe close to diamond because dude, we played them things so.
Like I said earlier, though, Moneybagg, I feel like performs better on a feature. His songs that he drops by himself, they're not
You
great.
gotta listen to that tape, though. He had a 2 or 3 year run when he still had the little gut, but also we don't say nothing. He ain't on drugs no more either.
Mm.
That is
Yep.
You
true.
So the
gotta
music
think
is terrible. He
like
ain't spaced out.
yeah, like they don't have that sound no more. But I hope I don't know. I'm not don't expect nothing from Bags, but I hope it's interesting. Um, but let me ask you this: these last 2 topics kind of tie into each other. When me and Rozay we always hint at this fun type of music. Pops, me and Rozay know about the crunk era, but you was out there in the club and this, that, and other. How would you describe the crunk era, type
It
of
was
music? And
it was incredible, bro.
The crunk time, that's when to me Atlanta was at its peak. Um, the club scene was off the chain. Dudes, it was more of happy. The crunk music made you happy. You got hype. You dance. You know, it was like they dancing, they having fun. Um, the music was totally different. It was like upbeat. It was nothing like this and the madness y'all got now talking stupid nonsense like Sexy Red and all this garbage out there, and nobody's having fun. See that time it was about having fun. Everybody wanted to come to Atlanta to party, the strip joints. See, that's what crunk was, strip joints, the party life. No, they still have fighting and stuff, but it wasn't as bad. Then all of a sudden, when it was ending, that's when all hell broke loose. Like y'all guys don't know how Buckhead used to be. Give you an example how Buckhead was. You can ride down Buckhead, and dude, it was the first time I was in a place where it was at least a 10-block radius where it was nothing but clubs, bars, and everybody had a good time. Everybody. That's when Atlanta was called Hot Atlanta. It was baby New York. That's that crunk era. Little John was doing his thing. They was off the chain back then. I'm talking about the club scenes, the vibe. Matter of fact, crunk was Freaknik. It's right during the Freaknik when the peak of Freaknik, and it was the joint. But the crunk era was basically the Southern. This is when the South took over, and that's when they
Mm-hmm.
had that incredible run when the South united. See, the South was slick; they united. Nobody was too big for nobody in the beginning, so the South was smart. They all came together, and once they came together, they was able to control the music for a while. And the crunk era, I think it was maybe probably a 4 to 5 year run. And then when Little John, and it's funny how it ended. It just ended.
I was just
It
about
never.
to ask you that. Like,
I
what
don't know
stopped
how. It
it?
just. I think what happened was y'all guys, that Gucci and all of that, Rubber Band Man. Now that's when the gangster shit started coming out real hard, where the music changed. That's when the music before. Remember, I told y'all guys before, everybody had a lane in hip hop. Now, to me, the lanes has dried up. Nobody want to hear conscious rap. Nobody want to hear the yo. Let's have a party. It's like they just want to promote the females right now, and they want to promote nastiness. Guys don't want to hear no females talking about she got four dudes. That right there let me know you ain't rapping. You just talking what a dude say. Oh yeah, look at Gorilla, Lotto and all them. All they keep talking about is all these different men they got there, and they promoting that. To me, that's garbage. That's not no fun hip hop. You is garbage. And I miss it because y'all guys do got some real good conscious rappers and hip hop artists, but they'll never get no play right now because the music industry is fixed right now. It's fixed on, to me, I feel they trying to destroy hip hop. I'll be
Well, let
honest
me
with
ask
you.
you. Let me jump in there. Let me ask you this: where you having a lot of mainstream guys going to jail, and it look like they ain't coming back. Do you think there's a day and age where we can get that fun music, the crunk, like how we always say history repeats itself? Do you think that will come back? Is that the next shift? Because I feel like we're kind of dying down from the realism rap because of the realism of street rap because there's so many mainstream dudes and they ain't getting out. Like,
Well, I think it's hip hop is known to make changes, pivots. If you want to say everything, it changes. Right now, I think it is because a lot of people are not feeling the females talking nasty, and they're getting sick of it. But they also don't want to hear all of this crazy killing and talking because we know it's not real. A lot of stuff is not real. Everybody's not a gangster. Everybody's not a drug dealer. You know what I mean? That's why I said you need like Kendrick. I said Kendrick came in where he had his own little lane and stuff, but now he messed it up because now he makes it where guys who want to just rap, they can't just rap. They gonna expect the regular dude to be conscious, instead of just sitting. That's why I said my generation,
Mm-hmm.
we had the backpack rappers. Those are the dudes that we call, oh, look at them crazy boys, but they rap, they had their own lane. Then we had the conscious dudes who used to have the Black Madonnas and stuff, Black Power stuff. We even had horror rap. quiet as kept. We had dudes talking about killing and doing horrible stuff. We had that. We also had the ones that were straight lyricists. We had the guys that were straight gangster. Oh wow, we had the ones that want to be singers and stuff. So you had different lanes, different avenues where hip hop can grow. Right now, to me, it's stuck because these 360 deals, these dudes, and these fake numbers. Like I tell y'all guys about these streaming numbers are fake because you can cheat those numbers. There's no physical evidence of anything. It's all you could do. I could sit here and download a song 1,000,000 times, and all of a sudden look like you had all these streams. That's not real numbers. That's why, like in my generation, they want real numbers, and I think it's gonna go back there. As quiet as kept, everything's go full circle, and it will change. It will get better because now you know what make me laugh. I'm gonna tell you guys. I remember when I was a kid, y'all guys' age. My parents told me hip hop was gonna die, and it's never gonna make it. Now almost every every video or every commercial, what you got in it? Hip hop song, an old school hip hop song is playing in these these commercials now. So it's here forever, but the whole thing is different lanes. And I say y'all guys are challenged. I'm dead now. It's y'all guys are challenged to sit here and make changes and tell them what y'all want. See, that's another thing. Y'all voices are strong, but seems like guys are scared to say what y'all want. You know, sometimes y'all guys got to sit here and say, you know what, we're not going to accept this stuff. You know what I mean? Or you can sit here. But you know what I thought, guys? We got to do? We need to put a female up here. I'm curious what the female got to say about the hip hop. Big Sheem,
You gotta
need
be
to find
careful
your
how
female.
you pick and choose who you gonna put up here. But they might get the wrong one up here. And she be like, yeah, I'm
No,
with
but
all
I'm
that.
curious
Yeah,
about
fuck
no.
a
But I'm
nigga, all
saying,
that shit.
nah, I'm just curious about
I
it.
can
If they say it, they say it. You know, it's good for a female. You know, we might need a good female to come up here just to see their point of view. I would love it to see what they stage. Because again, we only talk as a man.
Let me say this. Before we get on to this last topic, I couldn't help but to overhear while I was away for a little second to hear that you said Lil Boosie had no type of impact but in the South. That's all
No,
I
I
heard.
ain't say that. I said, let me say this about little Boosie. Boosie music. He only had one song that hit up north.
Man, stop.
And
Bro, set it off. Literally hit everywhere. It doesn't matter where.
you
Set it
know what,
off.
Rob?
Wipe them down.
I got somebody we need to pit on.
Oh,
Javon. See if you can get your
Boosie
cousin
worldwide, bro.
Javon.
I don't care
I
what
So
got
genre
then
it
you.
is.
look,
Boosie
let's see.
worldwide.
That's a straight Brooklyn, New York cat. Let's see he gonna tell you about a Boosie. And let's see Boosie. I may be wrong, but I'm telling you, what I
I'm here.
remember with Boosie, it was wipe him off. And that wipe it
Wipe
off
me
got played.
down.
Wipe
Yep,
it down.
that was it. Boosie, he didn't even, because he
I'm
barely
gonna
got
be
on
honest
106
with
and
you. I
Park.
don't think you want me. I may have to. I'll hit up Javon, but Javon be tapped in with the South though.
Well, I
So I
want to
don't
see.
know.
I may be wrong because he's younger, so
I'll.
I want to know if,
I
if what y'all say.
Boosie
Y'all
one of
think
them. Boosie
Boosie
one of
made
them.
effect up north like that?
I
Dude, there
say
ain't too
Gates.
many
My
rappers
argument
hit it.
was Gates. I think Gates is bigger than Boosie.
Boosie did make some
You say
noise
Gates is bigger than
across the whole
Boosie?
United States.
Yeah.
No, Boosie is bigger than Gates.
Mm-mm.
And
I'm willing
into
to put
what
money on that.
what kind of music though?
You
As an
so wait a minute.
artist, as an
Hold.
artist,
Y'all gonna say this man? Y'all can first say Boosie's
I'm
Hall
not
of Fame.
agreeing with that. I'm
I say
not
I'm
agreeing
Boosie's
with
saying
that.
Hall
it.
of Fame, and then
Okay,
you
I
gonna say
am
nah,
you
saying
gonna
it.
I'd
tell
say
me
it's
now
close. I'd
what's
say it's
name is
damn
passing
close.
I'm
Gates
not
is
agreeing with
past
that.
Boosie?
Mm-hmm.
Hell no.
Nah, I
I
don't think so.
disagree with you. Put that in your
Good,
Rob.
Oh,
That's
Boosie.
the thing. Write that down. I want to.
I
Let's
got
do
you.
a thing
Listen,
to see who knows
I got
who's
you.
bigger.
I'm gonna go ahead and think because I
Boosie. Now,
already
if you
know
think
there's
about it
more
though,
females in the world than there's anything else.
yeah, of course I understand it. But you gotta think back then, Boosie was the Gates back then, and a lot of females was following for
I ain't worried
Boosie as
about back
Boosie
then.
moved.
I know Gates done surpassed them.
I
No,
don't think he surpassed them. And what
nah.
numbers?
Numbers in us is the artist. We going the whole argument's off a name. Gates' name is bigger than his.
Nah,
Okay,
hell nah.
is Gates bigger than Bow Wow?
Yeah, I'd say yes.
I don't Argent. I'm not though disrespect Bow Wow because that's
Arjun,
y'all's.
yeah,
That's really
Soldier Boy.
Victoria's.
Arjun ain't tapped
Soldier
into
Boy.
Bow Wow like that. No, Soldier
Nah,
Boy.
Soldier Boy.
Bow Wow and Soldier Boy are our generation.
I
We
would
grew
say
up
more
listening to these.
Victoria because I always thought Bow Wow was corny to me.
Bow Wow.
To me,
Bow Wow
Soulja Boy
made
is
New
better
York.
than
He made each coast. Bow Wow did each coast.
for you and y'all stuff.
No,
To me,
not for
Bow Wow's a clown.
he.
To
That's
me, I
not no
don't.
fake. He has hit every coast.
Okay,
Bow
I
Wow.
can say the same thing with Gates. Though Gates perform with Gates. It's Gates featuring Gates. Gates sell out his own stuff. You keep
What?
forgetting, yeah.
You keep
Gates
forgetting
sell
who Bow
out his
Wow was.
own stuff.
Bow Wow was number one. Nobody
Yeah, I'm
outsold
not
Bow Wow.
doing you. Then you ask me. You asked me for my opinion. I just told you. Bow Wow to me ain't no one our generation.
Okay, let's say so.
And you
With
talking
Bow
about an
Wow,
R&B
so hold
dude?
on, then.
Hold on,
So
hold
we
on.
shouldn't.
We talking about an R&B dude and a hip hop artist.
Who's R&B?
Tell me Bow Wow rapper. No. Tell me Bow Wow rapper. Bow Wow. Tell me Bow Wow's a rapper right now.
He ain't rapping now.
He was an R&B artist back then. That's what we.
No, he wasn't. Why you
With
say
him
that?
and him and
Bow Wow.
yeah.
You name me a Bow Wow part right now.
Bow
Now
Wow rap.
when he was rapping a little bit, but that was only
Little
when
kid
Lil
also
Romeo was going back and
Little
forth.
Romeo
But
was a rapper too.
He
Come
was known as
on,
an
dude.
R&B artist. Both of them were known
No.
as R&B
We'll
artists.
talk about two different things.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I thought not Bow Wow. I thought Rome was better than half the fucking artists on his squad.
Oh yeah, see you is the Bow Wow is known for R&B more than he
Okay,
is
for
for
y'all.
rapping.
Okay. But again,
Wow.
I don't see how Gates. I don't even think Gates and
He was
Boosie is even
tripping.
on the same level. I think they different because I say Boosie is on
Boosie
mine.
was
Hold
different,
on.
bro. I ain't
Boosie is
gonna lie.
my age group. So Boosie is my age group. Boosie is 40 something.
Do you
Gates
not
ain't even
know how
40.
old Gates is?
Gates like 30
Gates
something.
35. Right?
Right around that. Okay, dude,
Is
you
he
are really
what Gates
sleeping on Gates.
hold up, Gates in his 40s?
Nah,
Gates should be close. Gates is up there, dog. Gates ain't
I
that
don't
young.
think so.
But sorry, but Gates was not in mine. We didn't
Kevin Gates is
listen to Gates.
39.
Told you, Gates
39.
is boy.
So, but he wasn't up there with us. And Boosie is in his 40s, man. Nah, man. Boosie's my
They're
generation. That's why
the same age group. Boots is 42, dude.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. He came in
But
at the end.
Gates didn't start rapping until like the mid 2000s.
Right.
Like
I'm
Yeah,
just
that's what I'm
2010s and
saying.
shit.
So
I
he's
told
not my age group. He's still in y'all guys' age group. You got to look at it when he came out. He started rapping. Let's be honest. Let's say he started really rapping at 29 or 28 or some shit. So he's not, he's basically y'all guys' age. Boosie was out there. Boosie was Bow Wow. People tend to forget that shit. Boosie was out a long time. Boosie was a kid, man. He was signed to your boy Pimp C. He was signed to Pimp C. You know who Pimp C is, right? Y'all know who Pimp C is? Well, Bun B and all of them. He was signed to that dude's label.
Trill
And
Entertainment.
there you go. What Webby and his it was another dude that was nice.
It was Boosie,
him,
Webby, and Fox.
Fox. But I think it was one more dude because Fox came out with a joint. He never really got a chance to blow. But Webby went hard for a minute and then he disappeared. And stuff, but well, we could look at it. I ain't gonna keep going
I
into
ain't
it.
saying Boosie, Gates bigger than Boosie. I mean, I can see it.
I can't see.
I don't know. I can
I
kind
don't
of
think
see it.
Gates is bigger
I
than
kind of see
Boosie.
Rasheem point though. I can kind of see it a little
this
bit
forward like,
about why
dude,
he's surpassing him.
Gates does solo
Because
for
Gates
Hold
was
up.
solo.
Do me a quick favor. Pull up Boosie albums. Oh, I'm curious. Pull up his
I
albums.
say-
None of his albums.
Nah,
I will
they
go ahead and
ain't
tell
no
you. None
way
of his albums
possible.
are platinum. I'll go ahead and tell you.
Yeah,
I'll go
Ain't
ahead
none,
and tell
right?
you that. I don't think none
Boosie
of
ain't
his
got
albums
one
are
album
platinum.
platinum.
But a lot of his songs are
he
gold.
was
And
in
he
a
probably got some
different.
platinum
I
songs.
don't.
He
Oh,
wasn't
I thought
he wasn't an album guy. He was a single.
He
Like he put
got
out
Just a
the
single?
singles.
he got 3. It says 3 platinum albums.
Yeah, 3. Life After Prison, Bad 2, and Boosie Badass.
Yeah.
Okay, that Boosie Badass was hard. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So he got 3 of them. How many platinum singles? 10?
3.
Whoa.
Man. Ooh.
But you gotta think, Omar.
Hold on.
You gotta think.
So
He's a
guess what?
mixtape
Guess what?
junkie.
Stop for a minute. So then I proved my point then. You see the face you look. You told me Bougie made New York, and I said I don't think he did.
I
He
didn't
only
say
had one
that.
song.
Omar,
I
you gotta
said
think. You
Gates.
gotta
I
think
didn't
though.
say
You gotta
Boosie.
think about this though.
I said
With
Gates
Boosie,
is everywhere.
Boosie only got 3 solo like single platinum songs, but a lot of the songs that went platinum, he was a feature on. Them not his songs.
Yeah.
So you gotta think about that too. So
Gates featuring Gates. You have to give that up.
that's why I say I kind of understand where Rasheem coming from because
I'm
Gates is
telling
solo. He ain't got nobody. He
Gates
got
don't
OG
have no
Black behind him, and that's
cosigner.
it.
But Gates fucked it up. Gates should have had cosign. He was Young Money. He fucked that up.
Now Birdman fucked him up. That's what
Nah,
it was.
he was Young Money, bro. He was signed to, he supposed to been signed to Young Money till he opened his damn. You know, Gates don't have no filter. Gates be saying some shit.
That's a
Fresh
big
out the
general.
streets.
But hey, the bonus topic before we get out of here. If you are an artist, who's a person you want on the feature and who's producing the track for a hit song? Anyone.
Hit song.
Fuck that, Dan. I ain't lying.
Kendrick
I
with
know what
Metro.
hold on, Pops.
Yep.
You go. Hold on. I already know what you finna say. Wait. Go ahead, Lo. I already know
Kendrick.
what Pops finna say.
Kendrick with Metro.
Okay. Rozay.
I want to hear what your pops got to say because I'm kind of
He
interested.
got no, hold on. I got it. He don't end the show. Go ahead, Rozay. Cause I know Pop. I already know where this is going.
This is gonna be
This
clip of the week.
end of the show.
This
Hold
is gonna
on,
be
Pops.
clip of the week.
To give me a hit, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna either put Drake or Future on there with Metro or Southside on the beat. One of them two. If I just chose one, it'll be Drake and Metro.
Okay. Hold on, Pops. I know you staying over there. Give me who I want to do a feature with. I'm gonna throw someone off
That's
there.
gonna give you a hit. Yeah, the hit make it itself.
Give me Ride Wave, and give
I knew
me
you was gonna do that.
give me Ride Wave with Dr. Dre.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, here goes the segment of the night. OG Pops, you got the floor is yours. I already know what he about to say.
No, you ain't. I'm throwing you off. I'm taking Drake, baby, because I
What
guarantee
Diddy?
Drake he giving me a hit, and I'm messing around, and I'm getting my boy. You know who I'm going for? I got to go to Drake. I'm
Go
going to
ahead.
Drake, and I'm gonna do Dr. Dre because Dr. Dre he ain't never worked with Drake, so he gonna go hard and give me
No Pete,
a,
no
a
Puff
type
Daddy,
beat.
no Pete
I
Diddy.
thought he was gonna say Diddy. I would have bet money
Now,
he
you
would
know
have said
what?
Diddy.
I was gonna take
I
Diddy.
told you. I knew it.
I
knew
was, but you know why? I started thinking I need to make sure it's guaranteed to make the air. So
you don't be
make the
dead.
air. I'm
They
getting
done
on the
killed
air.
Pop.
And I know Drake alone gonna give me some airplay. And second, once they say Dr. Dre did the beat, there we go. We getting it. I'm going platinum, son. Hey, you, I ain't gotta say nothing. Go platinum. Let Drake sing on it, throw a verse on it, and let Dr. Dre talk, and I just say 4-minute bar. Get off. And I'm
That's
going
it. That's all.
platinum.
That's it. You
There
good.
you go. See? I swapped it out.
I knew you had Diddy. I knew you was gonna say Diddy. I
About
already
to tell you,
knew.
take that. But
Take that.
nah, I can't do that right there. Y'all told me I got to make sure I can sell, so I ain't gonna be able to sell with that.
I thought he was really about to do the producer as Ye.
No, hell nah. You definitely ain't getting no.
Pops don't like. Listen, Lo. Pops don't like Kanye. I already know. Pops don't like no Kanye.
Social media done ruined him, bro.
Well, yeah, I tell you what, Kanye is just. Kanye had all the bad as broad, but he's that kid. Kanye is that kid that he the Antone. He a crybaby. He gonna constantly be a pain in the butt every time. You be like, yo, dog, you got everything. What do you want? You know me? You know me?
Hey, but y'all seen what Kanye just tweeted? No one seen that.
What, the one way talking about
killing them?
His ass needs to get off his X, bro. He needs to get off of Twitter.
But hold on. He just tweeted. You know what he said?
What?
He said lying is a skill. Capping is not.
If you ain't Brittany, Lindsay, Heather, Fran, all you hoes is mid. Heard a fake rumor about me and got something on the kid. That don't change the fact that there's just no flavor in your riz. That was given from the stars, so it just is what it is. Now drop the pin. Well, when I step to the plate, everybody knows that I electrify. Every time I just pray and never fall, even when the bullets stick when I signify. Every girl is out of my league, so these days, man, I just wife Geminis. They thought they had us down bad, now we going 25, 29.